Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this Wednesday morning on Hump Day. Okay, the second week of April. We appreciate you watching our show. Let's get started with our weather. Brought to you by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and hardworking crew taking care of everyday comfort needs. And might be a pretty nice day. I sort of hesitate to say that in the last couple of weeks, but high today 72, low 53. So we're looking at the wind. The big thing, I'll get a wind in just a second. Let's go and do the water temperature brought to us by Allco Electric. I mentioned this yesterday, how it just shot up. It's 75.2. And that's pretty strong, and it's because of all the wind. But now, today, the wind is coming out of the north. Yesterday it came out of the north, and today it's coming out of northwest at 5 to 10, so maybe that cooled it back down a little bit. Our river readings brought to us by Panama City, Coca-Cola, good folks down there. We're looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown 11.2. It's pretty high, and it's sort of going steady. It looks like it may go up a little bit more. The Choctaw Caribbean 7.5, and it's on the way up. There's a lot of rain recently, and it's really reflecting that. I was talking about the wind. I told somebody, someone forgot to tell the month of April that March was a windy month because it just kept on going. It just took up where March left off as far as it blowing last week or two. But coming out of northwest today at 5 to 10, so that's a lot better than it has been, so something to look forward to. Let's take a break and be right back.
Come see our new collection of lift chairs here at the Sleep Center. We have everything from basic chairs to fancy chairs with heat, massage, stay clean fabric, even extra large comfort chairs that lift up to 500 pounds.
Sleep Center, where it's bedtime all day long.
Northwest Florida is a great place to live.
The attorneys at Manuel & Thompson are part of this community and have been for over 35 years.
We live, work, and play here. We worship here, we pay taxes here, and raise our families here.
When someone in our community gets injured, they deserve to have their claim handled by someone who cares.
Someone who specializes in serious injury cases and has a solid reputation.
Manuel & Thompson, helping injured people. That's what we do.
Rough and Tough Dog Food from Harold Mill & Company. In business over 75 years, they offer top quality and nutritionally balanced food for all your animals. Your chickens will love HMC feed, as well as your cattle and pigs. Time proven, rough and tough for your dog. Want them healthy? Rough and tough. Want them happy? Rough and tough. Only the best from Harold Mill & Company.
The new Temper Active Breeze delivers a warming bed for you and cooling comfort for your partner. So say goodbye to thermostat fights and hello to better sleep with personalized climate control. Only available at the Sleep Center.
Okay, welcome back. One of the things I enjoy on this show, a lot of things I enjoy on this show, but when you have a human interest story and that how outdoorsmen help each other and how people help each other in general, I love sharing it with you. And this is a good one, special to me. This is Shannon McDaniel Gay posted this, and her late husband, her husband, she was married to Darby Gay, and he passed away a couple years ago. But I want to read this story, then I'm going to show you some pictures and all. But today, Jake is solo fishing. It's his last tournament as a senior angler with Florida Bass Nation. It's an end of an era that began in middle school with encouragement from his daddy, and we're ending it with one of his daddy's lifelong friends in the captain's seat. We know Jake's daddy would be proud of him. Much appreciation goes out to Kevin Anglin and his family for all the sacrifices they have made to help keep Jake on the water since his daddy's homegoing. And here they are this past weekend, and Kevin Anglin, I know you folks have done a great job doing this. This is just a love for your fellow man and want to keep that young person outdoors. And I pulled up a picture of this is Darby before his passing. Darby Gay, he was, and Shannon, that's all his family there. And one of my favorite stories about Darby, what kind of guy he was, he actually graduated Mosley out of class with Wendy. And when Wendy was a sophomore, I'd always remember this. She had her tonsils taken out. She had spent a night overnight in the hospital back in those days. And Darby Gay went to visit with her. The only classmate she had to go visit her, and that's the kind of guy he was. A law enforcement officer, and he loved the outdoors and did a lot of good things for folks. But Shannon, she kept the family doing outdoor things and going up to Bozeman and all. So you see how all that good stuff, all that fits together. So thank you, Shannon, for sharing that, and thank you, Kevin, for doing that. Speaking of bass fishing, we always say find something that Bill Dance says. Of all the liars among mankind, the fisherman is the most trustworthy. Okay, that's a good one. Move on. Now, this is good. My dad, Larry Strickland, found a bed of monsters yesterday. Only 3 caught out of 10 hooks, 7 busted off. Albert Casey Strickland sent that to me, and it was that was good. Good job, thank you. The mud and dirt will wash off. The memories will last a lifetime. Is that not so true? And you don't think the kids remember these things? I wouldn't say aggravated. I'm always disappointed when people don't send me information. I picked this up. You would think the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce would tell us on the show about it. I found it on there. But Reels and Heels at a fishing tournament, and good luck to them. But I do want to mention it. It's up at Sneed's this weekend. Okay. Dave Borges, I believe this is happening in Point Washington. We need to put a bounty on them. All these things are sent to me. It's amazing how people send things to me, and some people don't send anything. But the coyotes, this is a picture that Dave sent of the coyotes, and they will eat a deer in no time. This doesn't go true, but it may be true today. All week at work, and then a day off to go fishing. We've seen this happen, but it's been so windy. It's been windy 7 days a week. This is a surf fishing rig. I show you mine, and this is basically what I have. The different colors are different, orange, and all kinds of different colors. But I like a 2-hook rig. Sometimes people fish with a 3-hook rig, but this is basically what you do. The sinker, of course, is there on the bottom, and then this floats up so the pompano can see it. And you can put all kind of bait on there. Of course, they're a sand flea, and I talk a lot about fish bites, but I do like sand fleas. But now I fish more with fish bites. This is for Gail. Part of marriage is asking another person if they have, hey, any thoughts on dinner? Every day for the rest of your life. And it's just a joke between the two of us. And I'm asked, now what are we going to have next Friday night for lunch or something? She rolls her eyes, but it's something that we enjoy. Okay, my scalloping crew, 5 couples to go scalloping. We do all kinds of different things during the course of the year. And Greg Brudnick had a setup down at this past Sunday afternoon, and we were at a really cool restaurant for Ruch's. But here, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you a couple of pictures. It's a taste testing, and here Gail and I, and at Ferrucci's down on Harrison Avenue, and there's the crew. Now, the first couple on the right, now he's done scallop with us, guy, Captain Billy Archer and his wife from Seminole Wind, so he's out fishing when we're doing our scalloping that week. But down the right side, Lynn and Greg Brudnicki, Darrell and Andrews, Gail and I. Then on the left side over there, Bill and Donna Allen, Carl Andrews, Billy Perry and his sweet wife. Oh, happy birthday, Laura. And of course, Gus and Patty Butchika. So here's some of it. I just want to show you one picture because how about an octopus? That we just had a great time. But let me go back and show you what the different things that we have. This is a fundraiser. This is a fundraiser now for the After School Assistance Program. And Chef Matt, we have all kind of baby octopus, all kind of stuff there. But stuff Jamaican curry goat. But anyway, all that, okay, I just wanted to share that with you because we're a bunch of outdoors people and we got together as a fundraiser for the After School Assistance Program, and they've raised a lot of money. People donate to it and give them big tips and all this. It's a win-win for everybody, so I want to share that with you. Take a break, we'll be right back. Real Time Fisher Seafood Restaurant and Market on Highway 22. fresh, delicious seafood cooked daily, shrimp boil, oyster bar, steam bar, and now featuring fresh barbecue smoked on-site chicken, pulled pork, and we'll cater large groups. Check out the seafood market with a great selection of some of the freshest seafood around. Friendly service, great food at a reasonable price. Real-time Fisher's Seafood Restaurant and Market.
Hello, my name is Daniel Cole, and I own Cole & Associates Marine Surveyors, where we specialize in doing in-depth surveys on marine vessels of all types, be it metal, fiberglass, power, or sail. I am a professional marine surveyor, both qualified by NAMS and SAMS, and an associate member of IAME. Remember, for all your marine survey needs, call Cole & Associates Marine Surveyors, 850-774-1899.
BJ's Marine Service. With over 44 years in business, they're dedicated to offer you the very best in marine service. BJ's Marine will repair any marine motor. Dependable and experienced. They won't be satisfied until you're satisfied. Local business that is family owned with a tradition of excellent service. Trust your motor to the best. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road.
Okay, welcome back. And by the way, that octopus, all 10 things I ate, but octopus I didn't. It's a little chewy, but it was made a good photo shoot. So, anyway, moving on. This past weekend, we're down at the Cape. Walter had a birthday. Went in and asked to have a birthday party for him. Happy late birthday, Walter. But had a good time, good folks over for the little birthday party. So, Gail and I stayed at the Cape. Got up Sunday morning and. I don't like to miss church on Sunday morning, but we can watch it on TV, and if I want to watch a couple of services. But I wanted to run down to the state park and check on, remember all the sand dunes, all that sand they've been hauling in? It's very interesting. So I'll go in there and ask the lady, I said, at the gate there, I said, now, tell me what's going on with the rebuilding the sand dune. She said, it stopped. I said, it stopped? Yep. She said, it's bird nesting season, they had a cease and desist, which is understandable because, and then right after that, it's going to be turtle nesting season. So then they can't start back until later on in the fall. So, but they have made a lot of progress. They got a lot more to do, so I got to watch it. So always first thing you do is stop at the boat ramp. And I've got some video to get maybe to pick up here. I did this with my phone. So here's the St. Joe boat ramp, and what's remarkable, I want you to tell me how many trailers and trucks you see here. This is Sunday morning around 9 o'clock. Nobody's there. Is that remarkable? The second weekend of April. And then I see these two guys over there in their truck. They're getting ready to go surf fishing. I said, well, that's cool. So I'm going to go over there and see them. Well, there's two guys I know. It is so good to see them. It was Alan Miller on the right there and Pete Dial and their wives. And they were there. Here are their wives, Joanne Miller and Kathy Dial, and they were there getting ready to go. And we had the best talk. What they do, Alan Miller fished for a long time. Joanne used to teach PE with me at Mosley a long time ago, went to the north side. And Pete Dial, Charlie Dial was his dad. A lot of y'all know Mr. Charlie Dial, the late Charlie Dial. Good folks there, and Kathy Wade. So it was fun. I thought it was so. The only two people out there fishing are the two guys and wives that I know. But they were getting ready. They come down every year for a whole week. Joanne and Alan stay at Presnell's, and Kathy and Pete stay at a rental house there where they love surf fishing. And Pete he told me he just started surf fishing about 8 years ago because Alan had talked him into it and how much fun he had. So you can start at any time of your life, start surf fishing, and it's a lot of fun. And I always try something new. Now it's a big deal. They go a couple of times a year for like a week at a time, and they fish all day. They're hardcore. And they were called like 61 one time last year during the week and all. But anyway, so I started showing the video. I went back to looking at the video here. Let's see. This is, all right, here we go. Remember all the dump trucks coming in. Now I'm going in there toward the state park. No traffic anywhere, but see, they've leveled them all off, and there's just one big wall there, and a special place, and it's rare that you're not seeing anybody there. Okay, so I've got a series of like 20-second And there's a sign right there. This is just some sign. Bird crossing, and I thought this was funny. I honestly don't see that's put there to keep the birds from lighting on it, but I don't see a problem with a bird landing on the speed limit sign, but they must have some kind of scientific evidence you can't do it. There's the birds over there to the side. They're on the turns and the a little bit of everything. And of course the signs, you know, for closing for the nesting area. So Gail and I, so we drive on down the road, and these are natural sand dunes on the left, and it's you can see the tractor way down there, and you see where they're building. Okay, here we go. And again, they have a big pile there, and they have a process of how they're doing it. Isn't that beautiful white sand? And I'm looking to my right. This is all natural here. Really, that's just beautiful trees. None of that was affected by the storm. The storm just went right through it. That's why I survived it. Okay, now this is down at the boat, at the kayak launch, and it is in good shape. That's in really good shape. And again, nobody's here. This is on the bayside, a picnic area, a bathroom, and really a good place. You want to go this summer to a kayak place and launch your kayak. And there's Gail, she's in the truck. Want to know when I'm going to finish. So anyway, the kayak launch is a good place. Now, was this exciting? I jump out of my truck on the way back. Look, there's a king snake. I run up there to it. I don't get close. I keep my distance, and I'm talking to him about just relax. I'm not going to hurt you, and I know you sort of looking for some food and all. I went and gave him a name. I called him JoJo because it's at St. Joe State Park. So I went back to the truck and told Gail I've been talking to JoJo. But is that not cool? Unexpected. It's like scripted for me to see a snake. Look there. Is that not cool? That's nature at its finest right there. And okay, then I went over to the. This is you can go to these places. Okay, this is right here. This is beautiful, folks. A ramp right here on the Gulf. And what I was trying to look at is a great ramp, then rebuilt, is how they were doing the, see, it's a straight line of sand dunes, but it's not any, it's like a wall. So I walk up to the ramp. I wanted to share this with you because I did not know this. To get on top and look down. There's a road on top of those sand dunes, and this is where they go all the way down it, and they're building it on both sides. Of course, a double red flag. Excuse my thumb being away. I'm not really doing a good job. But anyway, so then I went on down. This is looking up toward the, all the way to the north end. How many people you see? But see, they're extending the ramp. Okay, the campground now is further down there. I zoom in the campground. There are a few people down there at that campground. But this is all like a picnic area right here. So the campers don't get interfered with. And there's one person, okay, I'm looking south. There's one person way there in the middle, okay, one person. Okay, then come down here. It's beautiful. How many people you see? Okay, there's one family with two little kids, one in the sand, one in the water. Look, way down there, there's 2 or 3 down there. There's a total like 7 people on this whole stretch of beautiful Florida State Park natural area. And real quick on the way out, I just want to show you all these trees died not because of the wind, because that's a low area. We're coming out of State Park now. It's a low area here, but look at all the trees coming back. That's natural, and it's not burned anything. What happened was the salt water, when it flooded in, it settled in that low area, and here's another, that's the end of it there. There's a long stretch of them, and it settled in that area and killed all those trees, and they're just doing a natural process of dying and falling over. But it's been, what, 7 years now? But that was from the salt water and not from the storm wind or anything. I always thought that's interesting. So anyway, I just wanted to share, okay, that's enough on the state park, but I just want to keep you updated on it because I know a lot of you people love going down to St. Joe State Park. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
At Bay Smile Docs, we know how to make you smile. We're open early at 7 a.m. We're open late until 8. Request an appointment at baysmiledocs.com or call 271-2341 today.
Empire Real Estate of Florida, making your real estate dreams a reality throughout the Panhandle and more. If you're considering buying or selling real estate, please call 850-247-8868.
Kramer Marine and Outdoor is your trusted source for all your outboard boat and motor needs. We carry Skeeter Bay boats, all-wheeled aluminum boats, and have the largest selection of outboard motors, parts, and accessories in the area. And our master-certified, factory-trained technicians are ready to take care of you. So shop us online at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com or visit us at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM. We're here to keep you out on the water.
Are you looking for some fine fresh seafood? Then head over to Gene's Oyster Bar. This legendary icon has been around since 1930 and has served the finest and freshest seafood straight from the bay and the Gulf. Folks come from all over the Panhandle and South Alabama to relish in this unique experience. So come on, pull up a stool and enjoy the finest oysters on the Gulf Coast. Gene's Oyster Bar on Sherman Avenue in historic Millville. Open 11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday.
At Bay Smile Docks, we know your time is precious. That's why Bay Smile Docks opens early at 7, and we're open late until 8. Request an appointment at baysmiledocks.com or call 271-2341 today.
Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time, 9:30 to 11:30 this morning and 9:50 to 11:50 tonight. It looks like a pretty day to get outdoors and maybe go to park. One of the things I do every season, fall, winter, spring, things to do, and spring started March the 20th, so 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, I had this list. I just haven't had time to go over it. 10 things to do for the springtime here locally in the Panhandle. Number one, I mention every year, the red horse sucker. Most people don't know about it, but red horse suckers are working way upstream. There's some of you guys up in Calhoun County invited me told me y'all were going to call me when y'all started catching those red horse sucker, and I haven't got a message on it. So anyway, it's always a lot of fun. Great memory. Number two, I mentioned this the other day, smell the honeysuckle, how special it is to me. Just smell the flowers and just see all the bloom and just go, ride around and see different places of all the different spring blooms of all kind of trees and bushes. And number three, catfishing, like, river's getting high, all this rain is going to start dropping out. Great time to get out some trout lines in the springtime for catfishing along all of our river systems and feeder creeks. Number four, the full moon of April and May is just a spectacular time to go brim fishing. The week before, like I've told you before, my dad always, 3 days before and 3 days after, and he would load the boat when he'd go. He'd always be tickled going on a full moon. He'd have a circle on the calendar, the full moon. Of course, number five, we've talked about it, pompano fish. Water temperature gets around 71, 72. It's going to bring those pompano in. The Spanish mackerel out there big time right now. So the Spanish in, now the pompano's in. So it's really good time to go, and you can use fish bites and I like I say, I'd rather use fish bites now and let those little sand crab live and run around being happy because they're happy little creatures if you ever watch them. Number six, go camping. Great if you've ever done it, go back to it. I've thought about just getting in my backpacking tent, get my stuff together and go spend the night at one of the state parks. And I can't get Gail to go with me, but I may do that. Number seven, hiking in the same areas, go hiking through Terrell State Park, beautiful this time of year. And they cleaned it up over the last 4 or 5 years, all the fallen trees. That was number seven. Number eight, take a kid Spanish mackerel fishing. I just mentioned that. If you can go Spanish mackerel fishing off the pier, or go with a friend off the boat. I've seen some great pictures. Number nine, bass fishing is great this time of year because of what's going on. They've spawned and now they're protecting the beds, and I talk to these bass fishermen, they absolutely love it this time of year. Number 10, get your boat ready for like floundering, and I just had mine tuned up and ready. I took it back to the creek. Just make sure your boat is ready, because it's going to be here before you know it, really good weather. and then I added a couple more. Just go picnicking at state park, or go driving through the state forest up there in Apalachicola, state roads and all up there, and seeing the wildflowers. They're starting to bloom out too. So there are all kinds of things going on. Okay, now I wanted to mention, I always like to bring Woods and Water. This is April issue of Woods and Water, and you know, spring fishing edition, and always a lot of good stuff in it. And I get to read it and all. But one article I was going to share with you, the guy at Lake Talquin, he does an article, and I read Captain Cliff Mundinger, trophy guide. But anyway, the picture there of the Charles High School bass fishing team of Bree Andrews and Wheeler Blitz. This is one of his grandchildren, but anyway, he mentioned, I sort of yellow highlighted it, okay, big bass, right in the center. Big bass, big lures, magnum worm, magnum, you know, big bait, big fish, okay, and like I said, they're guarding, and he likes spinner baits and stick baits. Crappie fishing still good. They're in a holding pattern right there in the center. Crappie fishing still very good. This is Lake Talquin now, but then he mentioned on the far right, growing up fishing Lake Jackson, the Childs High School, the bass fishing team there, had 7 different boats entering the big Bass Nation tournament there. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that to you. And the other thing I was going to talk about, I'm going to have time to get to it. Here it is right here. 7 Childs bass fishing. 7 Childs bass fishing teams competed on the Harris chain of lakes, and one of the 7 teams were comprised of my great niece and his oldest grandson. So that's cool to have the family, and they actually ended up with 23 pounds, and it's 16 pounds, 39 pound total. So they got like second place. So, you know, we're talking about the local bass fishing team. Tallahassee has them going good, so I want to encourage all the schools to get some of those teams going, and they've got a good structure now of the Bass Nation, different structures taking care of these tournaments and all. So that put a smile on my face to see that. I want to talk about eagles. I'm going to run out of time. I had someone tell me the other day, a knowledgeable lady, that the leading cause of death in an eagle is electrocution, and they relied on these transformers. But I looked up the information, and that the leading cause of death on the eagle, and like I say, I'll pick this up tomorrow if I can. Here's the eagle right here. I looked up some studies. Study finds the leading cause of death in bald eagles. Actually, it's actually lead poisoning. Lead poisoning, and then different things. I'll talk about this later on in detail, but the lead poisoning, a lot of times they would eat something that had been shot, and the lead poisoning, it doesn't take just a little bit of lead to kill a bird like that. So, and they have no predators, but I was interested in seeing that. Also collisions. Run out of time, as always, but appreciate you watching the show. Y'all do something good for someone else today. You enjoy the outdoors, and let's take care of it. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.